So let's have a look at those two A notes first, and then the C note of 33 Hertz. The first audible C of 444 Hertz tuning.
Hz, re-imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude. Increasing amplitude a little further. End of take. 27.75 Hz, imaged on Cymascope, take 2, gradually increasing amplitude.
And with this one, take note of the center and what forms in the triangle there and its action. Talk about that later.
End of take. 33 Hz, imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take.
So I contacted Cymascope and I said, let's check out 13 Hertz. And here it is here. But first, here's the picture of the one I found online. It's got the toroidal shape to it as well, 4 circles. Light breaking out at the 4 points of top and bottom and left and right. There it is here compared to the one I found online, the Pictish cross. And now here's 13 Hertz from Cymascope, which would be a great comparison to this other artist's 13 Hertz.
13 Hz, imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude.
And how interesting. It does form a cross pattern, and where the circles are on the sword and the stone cross, there's actually outward flow there that is slightly rounded.
End of take.
What was going on here? What's different? Care to share? And he said, well, his isn't shot in water. It's shot in oil. That had my full attention. In basic alchemy, oil is the spirit, body is the salt. What an interesting difference between water and oil. I asked him if he could recreate a video of it. And he said he figured he could. And here it is here. Just a little warning. Turn down the brightness of your TV screen or computer monitor until the Cymatic gets going. And if you want to increase the brightness at that point, then feel free to do so. And notice how this one starts to form. So you get the 4 points of light out there, and then it starts to form 3 crosses. One through the center, a little one up top, little one at the bottom, which is really just an extension in 3D of 4 more crosses, 4 more circles on the bottom and 4 more circles on the top, and then the 2 sides and the back. I also shared a couple experiences in part 1 about how 13 is such an unlucky number. And our culture looks at that cross of 3, the little one above, little one below, and the big middle one, as the satanic cross. Artist's name is Robert Borman. Check him out.
Hz imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take. 111 Hz imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take. 110 Hz imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude. Increasing amplitude a little further. Now decreasing amplitude. End of take. 108 Hz imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take. 106 Hz imaged on Cymascope, gradually increasing amplitude.
So 110 Hertz was really good, really free-flowing, had quite the background sound to it. Yet I like this one the best, but not to say one's better than the other. It's just this one has some interesting features. It has quite a little jingle to it, and it's got the bullseye crosshairs through it.
End of take.
And then I was to show you 33 doubled, which is just the next C2 note of 444 Hertz tuning. And it's 66 Hertz. And then I was to show you 66 Hertz's correlation with human DNA. And here is a supposed digital printout, cross-section of human DNA on the left, 66 Hertz on the right, and 66 Hertz is a doubling of 33 Hertz, 33 Hertz being a double toroidal, which is supposedly pseudoscience and doesn't exist. And here's DNA in its next octave. And I played you a frequency, and here it is again.
33.3 Hertz imaged on CymaScope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take.
And here they are together. Keyhole on top, 33.3 Hertz, the first audible C1 note of 448 Hertz tuning. And it is a match, except the keyhole doesn't have the lotus petals in it, which is the feminine aspect of the symbol. This proves that John's machine at CymaScope is bang on. The symbol on the left here is a Buddhist mandala, which is also a match. And we're going to be looking later on at how this symbol is kind of all over the world.
12.8 Hertz imaged on CymaScope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take. 66.6 Hertz imaged on CymaScope, gradually increasing amplitude. Increasing amplitude a little further. Now decreasing amplitude. End of take.
The Star of David, or the two 60-degree triangles put together. We're told that that's a balanced symbol, masculine and feminine, yet there are no curves or no swales. There is no feminine presence here in this symbol. You can make this symbol this way, or you can make it this way. What's really funny is if you put the two together, you get 12 around 1. All masculine, of course. And then over to this, and this is what the dog man was first showing me. He'd show me the two in the center this way, side by side, and then the two in the center, top and bottom. And all he was getting at was, if you start your Vesica Pisces this way, your seed of life comes out like this. If you start it this way, your seed of life comes out like this. Either one is not balanced though. And if you put the two together, this is what you get right here, which is like looking down on top of a toroidal. That is, if this is present in here. So you would have 12 around 1, 12 around 1, masculine and feminine. If you put them together, you get this. 12 around 1, masculine representation, 12 around 1, feminine representation. 4D. So what's important to note here between this picture and what I just showed you with the seed of life and Star of David is that both the seed of life and the Star of David are based on a half. And guess what? I can't say that these polarized symbols don't show up in nature. They do when we start to get into the 448 hertz tuning. They show up often.
44.4 Hertz, imaged on CymaScope, gradually increasing amplitude.
So this is an F note just above the center line, a heart note with 448 hertz tuning, but it's a 44.4 hertz note.
End of take.
Let's have a look at 17 hertz.
17 Hertz imaged on CymaScope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take.
Now, I don't know about you, but that cross has an interesting inner design pattern. Looks like the Templar cross to me. Just throwing it out there. What an interesting jab that would kind of be if it was, in fact, the Templar cross, 17 hertz. Let's wrap it up with the middle 0 point of that new C43 note equals 252.15 hertz. Take note of how it's 14-fold geometry.
43.49 Hertz imaged on CymaScope, gradually increasing amplitude. End of take.
Cheers to all. See you soon.